One day, there was a social media platform called MySpace.
Oh yeah, Tom from MySpace.
That's correct. So my kids were on it, and I was amazed to see how many police officers were on it due to the nature of the job and pictures, and I'm going, wow.
I do not know you, but I am your brother.
You do not know me, but I am your protector.
I will run into a burning building to save your life.
Though I do not know your name, I will take a bullet for you.
Though we've never met,
I believe in duty
and sacrifice of self.
Your family is my family.
Is my family. Your life is my duty.
What's going on, guys? It is time for another episode of Behind the Uniform. I am super excited. This guy right here is the whole reason that I flew down to Florida with my crew. Robert is the founder and CEO of Law Enforcement Today. He's also active duty police officer. Robert, if we were up in Connecticut, I would have brought you better bourbon, but
but let's say cheers. And
cheers to
I
you.
already tasted it before you were
It's
doing that
bad.
introduction.
I'm sorry.
No,
the other
it's
guys were
okay.
drinking it too, but it's
Well, this will be gone by the time we're over.
they're all so polite. Can you give everybody some context? You know, one of the things about this show, guys, is that we want to show the men and women behind the uniforms, obviously. We ask them to all share a positive story, maybe a difficult story. For most officers who are on the show, we don't reveal the departments that they're in because, frankly, I don't want to have to deal with their social media policies. But why don't you give everybody some context as much as you can? Let's talk about what you've built and why you've built it.
Like I said, I'm still active, 31 years and counting. One day, there was a social media platform called MySpace.
Oh yeah, Tom from MySpace.
That's correct. So my kids were on it, and I was amazed to see how many police officers were on it due to the nature of the job and pictures, and I'm going, wow.
This was before social media policies were in existence. This
Yes.
was the first real social media.
Right. I didn't even know what MySpace is. I don't even know if it's still active. But anyway, so that was my introduction to social media. And I am from New York originally. I grew up in New York, and then
Didn't pick up on that at all from the
no.
accent.
Okay. Well, I am. Never worked in New York, but I work in South Florida, very passionate about the New York Yankees. So I said, wow, I wonder if there's any, I know from Connecticut, so I was wondering if there's anybody on MySpace that maybe could hook me up at Tropicana Field, which is in Tampa, Florida, so I could go see the Yankees because, you know, cops work the off duties there. So, and to my surprise, I found somebody, and I actually called up Tampa PD's dispatch center, and I happened to get, by circumstance, the dispatcher that I spoke to, her husband was the sergeant in charge of Tropicana Field. So I said, wow, this is awesome. So then we became friends over MySpace, and I said, this is a great way to connect with cops all over the country. You know, you know, you travel, you have small children, my kids are grown now, but you know, we travel all over the place. It's great to know or do a little recon of the city, where to stay, where not to stay. And it's kind of a safety net for us to communicate. So that was my first inclination, and then I built this place called Law Enforcement Today. I was amazed that the domain was available. I was excited about that. People said, the name was too long, but I just liked it because it was Today. And I remember the Today Show. I'm not a big news media guy, but I remember the Today Show. So if you can remember that, you can remember Law Enforcement Today, so we ran with it. So
Now that you said that, they're probably going to sue you for having the word
yeah,
today.
well,
in
that's
there,
it.
So
They could
might
sue.
have
I got
to
nothing to
edit
sue for, so come on, you know, get in line. But so, you know, built the company, and it was basically just, you know, connecting law enforcement or people that supported law enforcement all over the country. So once we started building it, I had a lot of volunteers helping out over the years. We started getting companies coming to us and asking, hey, you've got this huge following. Would you be interested in talking about our product? And anybody that knows me, I'm very big on companies that support law enforcement. So if there's a trade-off where they're going to support law enforcement, of course I'm going to talk about you. If you're committed to law enforcement, I'm committed to helping you out. And that's how it evolved to where we are now. And with the help of John J. Wiley, we've launched a podcast. We've grown to over 700 700,000 followers on Facebook. And our website is growing like crazy. And thanks to our editor, Jim McNiff, who runs our website, retired Lieutenant IA guy, so he's good at the dot the I's and cross the T's. And he's been working the website. And we've been meeting guys like you and been traveling all over the country and doing videos and basically kind of like what you're doing, but letting people know that, we're human. We drink from a glass. We have pains.
Same bourbon.
Correct. And that's where we are right now. Just humanizing the badge, so to speak, and being a platform for the voice of law enforcement and to combat the negative news or the negative communities that are against police. So that's where we are right now.
Well, what's been so exciting for me watching it, so you reached out to me through Facebook, and I've been watching your platform grow and develop, and it's so exciting to me because you're so authentic, and everybody there is so authentic. And one of the things, for those of you who don't know, I run a marketing agency, and one of the things that we preach all of the time to our clients is be authentic. Be who you are, and your audience and your mission and your ability to deliver will grow by you being real. And that's all that you guys are. You refuse to sell out. You refuse to sacrifice ethics or integrity or honor, and you're the true core of everything that this community stands for.
Well, we, and I do mean we, I don't do it alone, we appreciate that. And it's, as you know, and you've traveled the world, there's nothing like people in law enforcement and people that support the law enforcement community. It's great whether you're a lawyer or a doctor. When you're in that type of group and niche, there's a special bond, and that it's the same thing with law enforcement. So why can't we have a community that supports law enforcement? And that's basically what we're all about.
Well, previous guests on the show today alone, some of the filming we were doing, talked about the changes that have happened in their lives because of you. And because of you've had this butterfly effect that you're going to sit here and be all humble because that's who you are. But the reality of it is that this is a community that is growing and is helping people and is changing lives for the better. We talked about this on the podcast earlier today on the radio show about how we're in a day and age where the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And people are loud and anti-police, but I think that for every person out there who's anti-police, there are 50 or 100 more of us.
Absolutely.
Who are sitting there being the silent majority, doing our thing, quietly giving our support, and it's encouraging. It's encouraging as hell.
It is. It's funny that you bring that up, and I'm proud to be a part of people and affecting people's lives, because what better legacy is there? It's so funny. You didn't ask the question. Everybody always asks the questions, why'd you get into law enforcement? And, the typical answer is, I wanted to help fellow man, or I wanted to help people. And that's true. But for me, it was the brotherhood, the community, and it stood for everything that was good. And people that affected me growing up in my community, even though before the term community policing there was officers that kind of helped me move from a troubled, a wild kid where I could have went a different way and mentored me, and I never forgot that. And so here I am passing that legacy on to fellow brother officers and changing, affecting their life, and it's just, you can't ask for anything more rewarding.
That's awesome. So where do you see this all going?
I don't know. We were just kind of joking over there. We have a road trip set up, and we'll announce it on social media. And we're going up with a group of police officers from the Florida area, and we're going into a cabin up in Georgia. We'll be filming that, and then so one of the guys said we should do cops and cabins and cops, and do find officers all over the country that have cabins, and kind of move our group from different state to state. And I'm all game. So it's ideas from fellow officers, from people that watch and follow us. They say, hey, Robert, why don't you do this? If it's something positive and it reaches the brotherhood and helps people out, I'm in. So where we're going, I don't know, but it's going to be an exciting ride.
Awesome. So how can people follow you? What can they do for the community?
It's lawenforcementtoday.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can find us there. And we have an awesome growing radio show, which you were a guest on today. And I highly recommend that you download our app. You can get it at Law Enforcement Today, Google Play, and you can listen to our shows in your marked unit. If you're on midnights, it's slow, you push that app, you can play our downloads and hear stories from brothers and sisters all over the United States. It's awesome. We just launched our app about 10 days ago, and the response has been dramatic.
You know, I think that our episode might be one of the best. I mean, I'm not biased or anything, but it was pretty good.
Well, we did. We did some awesome things today, and I'm excited about where our relationship could go as well. You never know.
Absolutely. Brother, thank you for being on the show. Sure. Guys, make sure to keep following. Again, all that we ask of you, nothing more than share this episode, and we'll see you guys all on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.